Hi guys. Today Miss L and I are going to model for you how to solve a word problem. So let's take a look at the story problem above, and the first step that we're going to do is we are going to write down some things that we notice about the story problem as well as wonder. Mrs. Alexander baked 96 cookies to sell at the school store. She wants to fill 6 cookie tins with the same number of cookies in each tin. How many cookies should she put in each tin?
Let me go first.
Sure.
I noticed that Miss Alexander baked 96 cookies. First thing I noticed. What about you?
I noticed that she wants to fill 6 cookie tins.
Yep. I noticed that too. To piggyback on what you said, for each tin, it has to have the same number inside. So all the tins have to have equal amounts.
Each tin
Has same amount. Nobody gets more than anybody else.
So I'm noticing, based on the last two things we said, that we're putting cookies into 6 tins. So I kind of think of that as groups. And so I have 6 groups. I have to figure out how many cookies are going in each of the groups. Therefore, that kind of signals to me that that's a division problem.
Yeah.
You get the same thing?
Yeah, I noticed that we definitely will probably have to divide. Yes, put division, maybe. Yeah. Like groups or something.
Okay. What are we wondering?
How many cookies will go in each tin? So.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, cool.
All right, so that's the first step when you're solving a word problem, is to take a few minutes and jot down some ideas about what you notice and you wonder.
Great. Step 2 that we're going to do is, Ms. Franklin, I always like to draw a visual of the story problem, like how I'm seeing it in my head. So let's try to draw a visual of what we just noticed and wondered.
Okay.
So,
I know that there are 6 cookie tins.
yes.
So I'm going to
Draw
draw
6 tins. I like it.
I don't know how many are going, how many cookies are going in each tin. So for right now, I'm just going to put
Yeah,
a question mark. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I know that there needs to be the same amount. So I'm just going to keep that in my head.
Yeah, I might add for my visual, maybe somewhere, or like up here, I'm just going to put like 96 total for myself, so I kind of have that.
Keep
Or maybe
track.
I can draw like a cookie or something. So 96 total cookies to remind myself of the story. Okay, so yeah,
Nice and simple.
I like it. All right, step 3. So I'm going to redraw our tin.
Sure. All right, so now we are going to come up with some multiplication combinations that we already know, working towards placing the 96 cookies evenly into these tins.
Yep. So we need to figure out what factor that we need to skip count by to get to our total. So our total is 96. So I know that I need to figure out how many times do I need to count by 6 to get to my 96 cookies? Do you agree?
Yes.
So,
It's a big number, so when I think of my multiples of 6, I'm going to start with something I know, and I know my multiples of 10, so
Yep.
I know 6 times 10.
Perfect.
6 times 10 equals 60.
Yep.
I'm that much closer to 96, but I need to keep going. But before I move on, I'm going to place 10 cookies into each of my tins just to keep track.
Perfect. So, looking at our next step, we still need to do more groups of 6. Do you think we could do another group of 10?
No, I don't, because if I put 60 up here again, 6 times 10 equals 60, I know 60 and 60 equal 120, and I only have 96 cookies. So that would be too much.
That's definitely less than 10. I know my 5s pretty well. So can we put 5 in each tin?
What is 6 times 5?
30. 30 cookies.
Okay, I'm going to place 5 more cookies.
Perfect.
So I notice now 10 and 5 is 15. So I really have 15 cookies in each of my tins, and I placed 90 cookies
All together. Okay. And we need to get to 90. We got our 90.
Okay, we're close.
We need 6 more. 6 more cookies. So
That means 1 more cookie in each tin.
we can fill it in our equation if you want, Miss Frank.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And so now I notice that I have 16 cookies in each tin. When I add up the products from these 3 multiplication equations, I've got 60 plus 30 is 90, 90 plus 6 is 96. That's what I'm looking to hit.
Yay! We got there. Okay. So now we need to figure out how many cookies are in each tin. So you want me to count it up?
Sure, go for it.
So 10, 15, 16. 10, 15, oh, they're all equal to 16.
Which is important because I remember in the story problem,
We can go that, we can go, because we noticed that
the same number of cookies in each tin.
so we got 6 cookie tins, 96 cookies.
So just confirming that we followed what the story problem said. All right, well, now, guys,
we want to talk about where, Miss Franklin,
Oh,
I'm going to ask you a question. Where do you see 16 in our equation?
I see it right here. 6 groups of 10, 5, and 1.
Yeah.
10, 5, and 1. When I add those 3 numbers together, it gives me 16.
Yeah, so we have 6 groups of 16 cookies, which got us to 96. Awesome job.
Okay. So, just to review really quickly, because you're going to try one of these problems on your own now, guys. Step 1, as soon as you get the story problem, read it, take a few minutes and jot down what you notice and what you're wondering about the problem. Draw a picture to make sense of it is the second step you're going to do. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, just a simple picture as detailed as possible. Number 3, go back in the story problem to find the factor you're counting by. And then number 4, solve with multiplication combinations that you already know.
Kind of like how we knew we were counting by 6, and then you knew 6 times 10 to start with. That was kind of your example. All right.
So take a
Now
look.
it's their turn, yeah. So
Go ahead and read this story problem, and we're going to give you a couple minutes to do a notice and wonder. Have fun.